I book 3 to 5 meetings per day using AI and is 90% automated. There's no real manual prospecting, no chasing leads, just systems that run in the background, fill my calendar, and we do it in a few different ways. So our sales pipeline is 100% automated. Our outreach is 100% automated, and we use conversational AI to handle 90% of the heavy lifting. In this video, I'm literally gonna walk you through every tool and system that I use and set it up myself so that you can set it up yourself. So let's jump right into it. This platform that we're using right here to do all of this, by the way, is something called GoHighLevel. If you've seen any of my videos, you know this is the platform that I swear by. So if you're not familiar with it, it's a customer relationship management tool where you can send messages, you can create calendars and calendar links, you can house all of your contacts, you can have an opportunity section where you organize your sales pipeline, which we're actually going to get into. You can collect payments, create automations, create websites, landing pages. There's not enough time in this video for me to go over everything that it does, but it is a phenomenal tool to use. And if you want to scale your business, you have to have it. So let's go ahead and jump in. The first thing that we are going to do is we're going to create a sales pipeline. If you don't have an automated sales pipeline to know exactly what's happening with your leads, then there's no point in generating leads because you're not going to be getting the most out of them anyway. The first thing that we're going to do is actually create a pipeline. So I'm going to come up to here. We're going to go to pipelines in this top section, and I'm going to create a new pipeline, and we're going to do it from scratch, just so we can be in this together. So I'm going to call this test pipeline. You can call it sales pipeline, whatever you want. This is usually what we connect to our ad campaigns or whatever's housing our lead generation. Number one is going to be called new lead. So these are called pipeline stages. So just to kind of break this down, so you have a pipeline that you create, and this is really where what's going to be organizing all of your leads and where those leads are at in order of priority. And then your pipeline stages is where in your pipeline is that lead specifically. So for example, let's say you have a pipeline stage where that's called appointment book. Only the leads that have booked appointments would be in that stage. So you're able to organize your leads in order of priority. So we're going to have new leads, stage number one. Number two, we're going to call hot leads, and I'll explain exactly why. Number three, we're going to have appointment booked. And then 4, we're gonna have, let's create a no-show stage. 5, closed deal. And then lost sale for number 6. And we're gonna save this. All right, perfect. Now, when I come to my opportunity stage and I cycle over to my test pipeline, you'll see all of these here. And for the sake of this video, let's actually go in here. I'm gonna take we're actually gonna take my contact specifically, and we are gonna update this opportunity so we can actually see it live. So I'm gonna come here and test pipeline, new leads, and we're gonna create. Perfect. Now we can set this up where it's automated too, and I'm actually gonna go over this for every single stage. But just to kind of show you exactly what this is doing, and I'll refresh this really quick. Let's just say a lead was generated, a Facebook form was submitted, whatever it might be. You would see that lead populate right here in new leads. Now hot leads is what we do for people who actually respond to our outreach. So let's say you have email campaigns, which you can actually set up in this platform. You have email campaigns that go out, you have text message campaigns or automations that go out to individuals trying to get them to respond. You make phone calls, whatever it might be. So what we can do is we can actually create an automation where if anybody replies to our outreach, responds to our emails, responds to our text messages, we can have this lead automatically come over to hot leads without us having to do anything. Now, when we wake up the next day and we look at our opportunity section, we can organize our leads in order of priority, because I would rather make phone calls to all of the leads that positively replied to my text messages or emails than leads that just came in and didn't do anything whatsoever. So that's kind of the point of this whole system, especially if you have a sales team. This makes it 10 times easier for your sales team to create priority, organize their own pipelines, and actually start taking action to make sure that they're getting the most out of all of the leads that are being generated. So let's go in and actually start creating all of the automations that are associated with this specifically. We're gonna go down, we're gonna go to automations. I am gonna create a new folder, and we're gonna call this, actually, we're just gonna use this test folder I have here. And I am going to create a folder within this, and we're going to call it test pipeline. Perfect. Now we're going to go in here and we're going to create our first workflow. And we're going to start from scratch on this first one. So the first thing that we need to do is we just need to make sure that every lead that comes into our pipeline is automatically going into that first opportunity stage, which is new leads, okay? So we're going to call this new leads, and we're going to go here and we're going to go contacts created. We can do this a few different ways, right? So we could go anytime a contact is created in the system. We could do anytime a form is submitted, and you can create forms in HighLevel as well, and you can actually embed them on your website. It doesn't matter what website it is. If you're using Wix, WordPress, GoDaddy, you can just take the script code and you can embed it on the website so that anytime someone submits a form on your website, it automatically creates a contact and GoHighLevel, and it's 100% automated. You don't have to do anything after that. But these are just examples of triggers. Then you're going to create opportunity. So you see this right here, create or update opportunity. You're going to select the pipeline that we created, test pipeline, and then you're going to go new leads. And then for opportunity name, this is how you're going to recognize that opportunity or recognize that lead. So what I do every time is just use the name of the individual. So I'll click on this tag here. We use something called custom fields where it's contact, full name, right? And then we're going to save that. And now, anytime a contact is created in our high-level system, it's automatically going to move them and update the opportunity section so that we can see, oh, that's a new lead that has come into our system. Great, we like that. We're going to turn this on and we're going to save it. We're going to back out here and we're going to see our workflow. Now we're going to create another workflow and we're going to start from scratch. Up here, this is going to be called hot leads. And for this, remember, this is going to be for anybody who has replied to our outreach. So we are going to go customer replied is going to be the trigger. And just to break down the automation section a little bit. So all of the automation section is really composed of triggers and actions. So triggers are things that cause the actions to happen. So there are multiple different types of triggers. So for example, this one is customer replied. So if a customer replies to any of our outreach, that is the trigger. And we can cause pretty much anything we want to happen. We can update the contact, we can update the opportunity, we can send an internal notification to one of our team members, and I'm actually probably going to do that here just to show you exactly what that does. So we have customer replied, right? And then let's just say call status is completed. Okay, so if we've had a completed call status or a customer replies to any of our outreach, and if we wanted to, we could get specific here, right? So if I wanted to add filters and I wanted to say they replied and the reply channel was specifically SMS or live chat or WhatsApp or Instagram DM, we could, but I just want to do any replies whatsoever, okay? First thing we are going to do is we are going to create or update opportunity, which is right here. And then remember, we're going to have our test pipeline. We're going to go hot leads. I'm going to select this, contact, full name, beautiful, that is set up. Now the next thing I want to do is internal notification, right? So anytime someone responds, I don't want our team to have to wait to reach out to that person. If someone is hot and ready to go, we need to give them a phone call. So I want to send an internal notification that is a text message, and I want to send it to all users in my system, or maybe all salespeople. And I want to send, let's say, positive reply, and then I could include the prospect's name. So we'd go contact, full name, their phone number, and their email. Now, every time someone has a positive reply in our system, we're going to send an internal notification to all of our team members and they're going to get notified, okay? Now, another cool thing is that if you are doing like a round robin assignment or you have multiple salespeople, you could actually do it to assigned user. So now only the assigned salesperson is going to get notified, because it wouldn't be fair to notify everybody if it was already assigned to someone. And how you do this is actually you would go to new leads and you would create an assigned to user action whenever a contact is created, and then you could just select multiple different users. Once you select more than one, it'll actually give you the option to do a round robin assignment. So it will equally assign users to all of your salespeople so that it's fair to everybody. And then there will be an internal notification if someone replies, and it'll only notify the assigned user to that contact, which is absolutely amazing. So if you know how to use this system, it's actually very powerful, which you're probably catching on to. Now the next thing is we want to create a workflow, but we're going to do this a little bit differently. We're going to start from a recipe, is what we call this, and we're going to use appointment confirmation reminder. So this makes our life 10 times easier. This is anytime an appointment is being booked into a specific calendar that we might have created using this platform. The first thing we want to do though is update the opportunity. So we're going to update the opportunity. We're going to select our test pipeline, and then if you would probably guess exactly where this is going to go, to our appointment book stage, and then we're going to select our contact name because that's how we want to recognize it as, and beautiful. Now anytime someone books an appointment, so if we send an appointment link in an email, a text message, or maybe we just have them redirect after they submit their information somewhere, whether it's our website or an advertisement, then they book an appointment themselves, or even someone on our team books an appointment, it's going to automatically move that contact to that state. So we don't have to do that manually. All of our entire sales pipeline is being organized by itself, which is absolutely amazing. And what this does, this entire recipe, it actually sends email and text message reminders. And you can customize this in any which way that you want, just to make it more personalized so it doesn't seem like they're automated. Make it seem like a real person is actually reaching out to this person and letting them know that their appointment time is coming up. And sometimes you might even want to craft your messages so that it asks for a reply. A lot of people focus on touch points. How many times are you reaching out to this person? I focus on engagements. I want to see how many times I can get that person to reach out to me. So I like to ask questions in my appointment reminders. So for example, like we were doing this for a gym one time, and I put, instead of just saying, hey, your appointment's coming up in 24 hours, I said, hey, your appointment's coming up in 24 hours. By the way, we're putting in an order for t-shirts at the moment. What's your size? So asking questions like that is helping me get engagements from that person, and now I know that person is an active lead in my system, because no-shows are a real thing, and this is one of those things that helps with people showing up to appointments. So this is how we set this up, and now this is 100% automated. We're gonna create another one. We're gonna go to recipe once more. We're gonna come down, and there should be a no-show nurture. Perfect. So we have the no-show nurture set up here. Again, we are going to update the opportunity, and we're going to test pipeline. We're gonna put this in no-show. We're gonna select this tag, opportunity name. It's getting easier as we continue to go. And this already developed the template for you. So it has the reschedule follow-up link. You just have to actually paste your link in here. Same thing with the text messages as well. All right, we're gonna come back. We're almost done here. So we're going to create another workflow, but this time it's gonna be a little bit different. So this is gonna be for our closed deal pipeline. So we're gonna select this and we're gonna update the opportunity. So let's say the trigger we wanna use for this specifically is going to be, let's go opportunity status changed. We're gonna go move to status 1. There's a way to actually mark a specific contact as won or lost, which is categorizing it as if you won that sale or lost that sale. So in this case, when that is triggered and we mark that contact, so let's say we jumped on a call, we closed the deal, we'll mark that contact as won. What we can do is we can automate a welcome text message that gets sent out. We also want to automate the opportunity actually being updated. So we're going to go to creating and updating the opportunity, test pipeline, close deal, full name, and now that is ready to go. Another thing we've actually done is automated our entire onboarding. So in our case, and which I might go over in a different video in more detail, but we can actually send contracts that have pre-filled information to individuals once we've moved them to a certain stage. So they get emailed an entire welcome email that has their agreement with all of their information, the price points that we talked about, and then it'll automatically have the places where we need them to initial and sign, which is absolutely amazing. But that is how powerful this system is. So you can set this up in the automation section specifically, and I don't have time in this video to go over it, but you can leave a comment if you feel like that's something relevant that you would like me to go over. So for this, we're just gonna leave this as is for now, and then we have one last. If I go to create workflow, and we're going to start from scratch. We're going to call this lost. Trigger is going to be opportunity status changed. We're going to go to moved to status, lost, and then you can have whatever you want to happen. So let's say you have an email follow-up sequence to keep this person engaged, right? So that's exactly what you would do there. So for now, for the time being, I'm just gonna have an SMS message go out to this person, and now that is locked in. Now another thing, this is really how we automate our entire sales pipeline. So this is gonna keep you or your sales team like very, very active in knowing where every single person is in that pipeline. You want to be able to organize your leads in order of priority, because not all leads are created equal. Some of them are lower quality, some of them don't engage, some of them are higher quality, and some of them do engage. And those are the ones you want to spend your time on. You want to make sure that your effort is maximized on the right types of leads or right types of people. So the next thing that we do, and this is actually probably going to be the sexy part of this video, is conversational AI. So what we're going to do, I'm going to come down to this folder again, and we actually have one of these created already. But here's a really, really cool thing that you could set up for your business. So similar to that new contact being created, we have a trigger up here, which is form submitted, or maybe a contact created, whatever it might be. In this case, we want to make sure that this is triggered specifically when people submit their information from a specific platform. So let's say it's like Facebook or a form on your website, whatever it might be, TikTok, LinkedIn, etc. What we do is we use this action here called appointment booking conversational AI bot. So this is one of the actions that we can utilize, and it will give you a baseline prompt template here, and all you have to do is update it with the additional instructions on what it should and shouldn't do and what it should and shouldn't say. One of the ways that we structure this is we prompt it to make sure that its language it gives it the ability to speak or cater its language to the prospects exactly how we want it to. And you have to work on the prompting in order to nail that correctly. But some of the important parts are you need to have a number one objective. So we have mini objectives, and then we have a primary objective. So a primary objective is getting the person to book an appointment, fill out a survey, whatever it might be. A mini objective is something we call qualifying questions. So we like to ask 1 or 2 qualifying questions on the way to the primary objective so that we can get answers, right? Getting answers to those questions that we ask to make it more conversational. So really this all populates by itself. The only thing thing you have to do is structure it so that it asks the qualifying questions, and that the objective or primary objective is actually booking the appointment. And I have some videos going in a lot more detail of this, so go ahead and check those videos out. I'll actually link it at the end of this video as well. But just to give you a quick hint or example, there is a section, if you go down to settings and you go to conversational AI, where you can actually create your own AI bot and test it in real time. So what I like to do is I like to prompt my AI here, because it's a very similar setup. So I'll prompt my AI here, I'll come over here and I'll test it in real time, and then I'll adjust as I go, and I can reset it any time that I want and make sure I just continue to test, iterate, until it's perfect, it's talking how I want it to, it's asking the questions correctly, and it's going ahead and booking the appointment. And then I will copy all of this information from here, the entire prompt, and I'll paste it in the workflow of what I just showed you. So for example, I could copy this here, and I could go back to my automations, I could click on this, and I could paste it in the personality section, and then I could copy the additional instructions that I could paste that here instead. That way I can sit there and test it in real time, and I don't actually have to text it back and forth like by myself, re-enroll myself into a campaign, because it takes way too much time to do it that way. But that is exactly how me and my team book 3 to 5 meetings at least on a bad day. Every single day, 90% automated without us having to do anything. Now, you do need a lead generation source, so obviously having leads coming into your system does help, but this is, honestly, it's been a game changer for us, and the reason why we make this type of content is really just to give you guys the ability to make more money, so I hope you found some value in it. If you do need some help with setting stuff like this up, it's exactly what we specialize in, so there's a link in the description below so you can do that. We also have a 100% free school community, and you'll also see a link for a 30-day free trial for GoHighLevel if you have never used it, or maybe you're just curious about how it works. So thank you for watching the video. We'll catch you in the next one.